Now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today, we're going to be looking at an expansion for my favorite game of all time, Nothing Personal. We're looking at Power and Influence, which adds 50 more influence cards, about 10 more gangsters, some new ways to play. Let's take a look. So here is from the Power and Influence expansion. Now this has about 50 new influence cards, about 10 new gangsters, and it has a cool Vendetta card, which essentially what happens with this is the player with the lowest respect at the end of the calendar phase receives this card, and then you can discard it to basically attempt to whack a gangster for free. So it's basically having people do more killing, which obviously is always going to be a lot of fun in this game. So here's some of my favorite gangsters that are in this one. There's only about 10 of them. May attempt to whack a gangster for $8. If you roll that, all of the gangsters in the same tier die. Love this because this is more casualties, more craziness. Unsuccessful move, the target gangster dies. Love that. This is all about making those moves more prevalent. And I love the making move option. People forget about it a lot in the game, but it's really cool because when you move up, they get minus points, you get plus points. It's just, people always seem to forget about it, so I'm glad they're putting cards that have these in it. Pick another player, have them roll the number die, they lose that much respect. That is just really cool, especially someone who's in the lead. On a successful move, the target gangster goes to prison. So instead, like the other one, but instead of dying, he goes to prison. Really cool. Look at Zev from Z-Man. You must pay $3 for each influence you place on him. Interesting, but anybody can place on him. Pay another player $5. That player must give you an influence card. Really good if you're getting towards the end of the game and somebody has one card left and you think it's like that prison break program where it's a really powerful card. You can get it from them. Now, there's these things called traits. And what the traits do is they give you a special ability for the game. So everyone is dealt 2 traits. They look at them randomly, and then they pick one and they keep it secret the whole game until they're going to use it. And these do some interesting things. So at the end of the game, gain 3 extra respect for every gangster that's dead or sleeping with the fishes. So if you have this, you're going to want to be killing people the whole game, which is really cool. Power hungry. When they're successfully making a move, you immediately take the action of the position you just moved to. Again, more things of making a move. Love it. It's going to make it more aggressive. Whenever a gangster you control gets whacked, roll the number die. On a 1 or 2, the attacking gangster also dies with no reroll allowed. Really cool. At the end of the game, gain 1 extra respect for each gangster in prison. So in this case, you're going to be wanting to just throw influence and send everybody to prison. At the end of the game, gain 1 respect for each $5 of cash you have. So you're going to be going after people with money. Each time you receive money as part of the deal, you gain $3 only once per deal. Whenever you draw influence cards, draw an additional one and discard one. So you get a lot of choices there to find out your strategy. When the capo breaks a tie in your favor, take $3 from him. That is awesome. Now, if you want to do this, you would then flip it over and everybody would know your special ability for the rest of the game, where some of these you might not know to the very end of the game. When money is taken from you, remove the influence token from any gangster. If an influence token is removed, steal $3. Nice. Score 3 respect for each hitman you control at the end of the game. So you're going to be going after them in the last round or 2. Score 12 additional respect if you control the capo at the end of the game. That is just huge. The Narcissist. Love that one. So there's a bunch more, but those are my favorite ones. And again, there's 50 influence cards. Here's some of my favorite ones. Can be played at any time to gain respect or money of the gangster you control. So that's a cool one there. May immediately use the positional power regardless of who controls the gangster. That's really cool. If you really need to like block somebody or do something special on the board, you get that. Allow another player to remove any one influence token. That's, again, this is going to set up more and more negotiation. What I found with this deck of influence cards is, number one, it kind of combats the super powerful broken cards of breaking people out of prison and doing things at the game. It just caused craziness at the end of each game, it seemed like, where the cards here you'll see can combat that, and they're pushing people to negotiate more, which is always going to be good in this game. Play at any time to make a whack attempt automatically successful. No more rerolls. That is just awesome. More killing. Send 1 gangster with a blackmail token on them to prison immediately. Really cool. Place this card under a gangster. If the target gangster would be placed in prison or whacked, discard this card instead. So it's kind of sort of insurance if you think your guy's going to get killed. Allow another player to make a free whack attempt on a gangster except the capo. So again, another more killing. Allow another player to swap positions of 2 gangsters on the same level. Yeah, well, who are you going to switch? Good negotiation time. Play at any time to cancel a whack attempt. Nice. You may play at any time to cancel a card or power that removes a gangster from prison. So this is one of those, this would stop that jailbreak card that was so strong in the original game. There's a couple of those cards in the game actually. Give $2 to any player. So again, more negotiation. Play during the Fed's phase to prevent 1 gangster from going to prison. And again, you could stop a lot of craziness going on. Add another 3 respect to another player. Lots of open negotiation. Cause all other players to lose a respect, like that. Allow another player to steal a card from any player. Again, you're getting down, you have those powerful cards at the end of the game, get rid of them. So it really, I think in this game, adds a lot more interesting influences, a cool vendetta, lots more killing, cool things, traits. Overall, it's a really great expansion. Obviously for me, this is a no-brainer. It's making the game that I love the most even better. And here's how. The Vendetta card, cool. It's gonna cause more chaos and more people getting killed, and that's always fun in this game where people are getting killed, dice are being rolled and re-rolled, and spend $10 and re-rolled, and it's gonna be happening more with this expansion, and I like that. The Vendetta card is cool. The trait cards, awesome, absolutely awesome. Everybody gets that special ability. You get 2 dealt out at the beginning, you're choosing one, and I love how some of them are like, you're gonna have to flip them over when you use them, and then it's gonna stop people from doing certain things. But then they got those really cool ones where, boom, end of the game, boom, I've got this guy at the end, I'm getting 12 more respect. Yes, that might make me win. So I really like that there's that hidden element, because even at the end, you're not gonna be 100% sure who won. And I really love that. Can't say it enough. That's awesome. I love that part of it. The influence cards, 50 new influence cards. And again, as I mentioned in the overview, I love that they were just super aggressive with these cards. A lot more killing is going to be done. A lot more negotiation. The cards are pushing to people that have more reasons to negotiate, which is just going to make the game better. I love how a lot of the cards are pushing to have the make a move, where it's one of those actions that everyone tends to forget about, that you can make a move, and a lot of times making a move can be the best thing you can do. Because when you make a move, people forget a lot of times that you gain respect, and the person you moved against lost that respect. So if you make a move on whoever's in first place, that's a huge swing and can really change things. And these cards are gonna bring that back to reality and make it so people do it more often and make it a little more easier to make moves on something. And I like that. And again, more killing. And the best thing I think is they put a bunch of cards in there to help combat against some of those really crazy, kind of sort of broken cards, like the jailbreak cards and things like that from the original game. Throwing these in there, you got a lot more influence cards, it's less apt those other ones are going to come out, and then they have some to combat those. So overall, I think it balances the game. It adds a new mechanic with the Vendetta and the traits that are awesome, and some of the new gangsters are cool too. This is a no-brainer. If you like nothing personal, you got to get this one, Power and Influence.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.